Hi guys, this is Mentor Toba. I'm going to discuss a PgMP scenario in this video. Let me read out the scenario first and then we are going to discuss. You are appointed as the program manager for the development of new remote cards. You are midway through the program and everything is going according to the plan. However, you are finding it more and more tiring to ensure stakeholders receive the appropriate information in the right format and on time. This situation is due to the stakeholders having different expectations. What will the most likely course of action by you in this situation? Option choices are review and document lessons learned, which is option A. Option B says review and maintain a communication management plan. Option C says review and maintain a stakeholder register. And option D says establish a project management information system. So this is a program which probably has multiple stakeholders, and as a program manager, maybe it's like a little difficult for you to keep everybody, engaged with respect to the expectation of who should get what information and in what format, and also in a timely manner. So because different people are, and usually in programs you have stakeholders in different, you know, in different directions or at different levels. You may have upstream stakeholders, you may have downstream stakeholders, you may have peer level stakeholders, outside stakeholders, regulatory compliance, and some critical stakeholders as well. So and of course different people based on their protocol and their position in the organization, they may have different expectations, they may have different channels, and they may have different timings as well. So this is exactly what the scenario is about. And as a program manager, what should be your right course of action? In my opinion, this is a very easy question. If you know the PMI mindset, you would know the answer even without having a look at the option choices. But let's follow our format and let's discuss all the options one by one. Option A says review and document lessons learned. This is complete outlier because lessons learned have very different purpose in the projects and programs. Lessons learned are what you have learned as a team or as a program manager, and you document that for your later reference as well as for the reference of other teams in the organization. This situation is not at all about lessons learned. Even if you want to document this situation as a lesson learned, this is not going to solve the problem. You want to solve this problem. You want a resolution of this problem. Lessons learned is how it's going to provide you the resolution of this. You need like some kind of artifact that help you sorting this matter out, and that artifact is not lessons learned, right? Option B, review and maintain a communication management plan. So this is a good choice, and I'm going to discuss it in the end. Let's first check the other choices. Review and maintain a stakeholder register. Maybe some of the people would say that maybe having a stakeholder register is a good idea in this case, that all the stakeholders and their expectation, needs, and their influence and their power and their, like, how they are going to or what impact they can make, or what impact they want you to make towards them in the program. All of that is documented in the stakeholder register. So maybe you refer that and you solve this information sharing expectation as per that. But stakeholder register is not meant for this purpose. The stakeholder register is a document that actually centrally document all the different people directly and indirectly involved in the program, with their expectations and how they they can impact, or they could impact your program. So a stakeholder register, to ensure that everybody receives the right information as per the right expectation and in the right format, is not a good idea. One other reason is that the view of the stakeholder register is different. In the stakeholder register, we document the information stakeholder wise, not the communication wise, right? Every stakeholder would have some communication and some informational expectation, which is documented in the stakeholder register, but the way it is documented is different than what is the expectation of this question. So stakeholder register is not the best thing to do in this situation. Establishing a project management information system. Maybe some of the people would say that this is a good idea because project management information system, as per the PMI mindset, is like a set of tools that actually gathers, integrates, and used to communicate the information. And this situation is actually about communication. So it's between B and D. But between B and D, D is only about that how part. So for your information, the communication as per the definition is ensuring that the right piece of information is with the right audience and in a timely manner and using the right channel, expected and agreed upon channel. So these pieces combined together for any communication would actually satisfy and engage your stakeholders. So if your stakeholders in the program have differing communication expectation, the best thing to do is to ensure that the communication is going to happen in a streamlined manner, in the right manner, and that's only going to happen when you have a communication management plan in there. So communication management plan has actually a matrix, communication matrix, where all the different communications, and there could be many communications, hundreds of communications in a program, and all those different communications derived from the stakeholder register are documented in that manner that you have that view that this communication with this frequency and using this channel or this medium and to this audience and by this responsible person and maybe some other fields as well. You ensure that all the different communications are going to execute in a timely and prompt manner. And in this context, B is the right thing to do. PMIS, with respect to communication, can address the how part, the right format or the channel part very effectively. But it cannot address the appropriate information and the frequency and the timeliness aspect, as well as the audience aspect as well. Yes, you can configure PMIS in a way that you use it you use the workflows in the PMIS to circulate the information to the right audience and in a timely manner. I understand that. But even if this is the case, the communication management plan is going to be used to document that using this PMIS. And PMIS can be any tool, like email could be considered as PMIS. Confluence can be considered as PMIS. Jira can be considered as PMIS. Or SharePoint can be considered as PMIS. It's a tool actually, or a set of tools, which actually helps with communication. But PMIS is a medium. To use that medium with the right audience and in a timely manner and with the right information, you need to configure that. And you need to have that communication management plan with you, right? So communication management plan is the right thing to do. And if within the communication management plan, you may need to go for certain PMIS for certain type of communication, because as mentioned in the question, there are different stakeholders. Some of the stakeholders could be steering committee members. Some of the stakeholders could be external to the organization, like customer representatives, and you may have different mode of communication with them, and accordingly different PMIS for them. Some of the stakeholders are within the program, like your team members, your component managers, and your suppliers, contractors, and for that you may have different PMIS. So even if you want to establish a PMIS or different PMIS in the program, you need to refer the communication management plan for that. So B actually is like one activity within B, and the overall context of the question is covered with it. B. So B is the right answer to this question. Establishing a communication management plan in alignment to the stakeholders' needs, expectations, and their requirements coming from the stakeholder register, and as per their tool and communication channel requirement coming from the PMIS, you are going to ensure in a centralized manner in the communication management plan that who needs what information at what time and in what format, and who is going to take the responsibility of that. And if this is going to happen, then nobody is going to be disengaged or is going to complain about anything missing or lacking as against their expectations. I hope you enjoyed this explanation. And like I said, this is an easy question if you know the PMI mindset. Please do write your queries and your confusions in the comment area, and I will make sure to answer that. I will be back very soon with the explanation of a new PgMP scenario. Till then, take care. Goodbye.